Hello. There's something I'm often amazed by. Something I even fell short of on this subject. Do any of you remember the financial market crises? How the market just fucking implodes. How environmental damages like Love Canal or Goya River being on fire for 5 fucking times. Does anybody remember that? The financial market crash, the mortgage crash of 2000s. Does If you do remember that, do you remember what the experts were saying before the crash came? In some cases, for years before, years where enough time could have been set aside to fix the problem before it happened. They could have avoided the mortgage crisis long before it hit the fan, like the steaming pile it was. They could have done something about pollution in the Goya River before it went on fire the first time, let alone after 5 times. But it's the belief that something is impossible. It's the lie that people tell themselves. Something is impossible. This thing we're looking at, and this thing we have evidence of, this thing that is right before our faces is impossible, is the thing that makes it possible to happen. Because if you're paralyzed with this indecision, if you're paralyzed with your own fucking stupidity, if you're paralyzed with a groupthink, it can happen. It makes it possible to happen. In the same way that people said it was impossible for financial markets to crash over the mortgage crisis, it's the same way people are looking at the MAGA movement and saying it's impossible for them to win. It's impossible for America to fall apart. The reason why people come up with rules, laws, regulations is to mitigate, is to fucking try to soften any potential blow out there, is to try to work towards a better future. But if we're ignoring everything the MAGA movement says and does, if we're just going to hope that the Republican politicians don't suppress the vote, hell, Ken Paxton said it himself. The only reason why Trump won Texas last election is because he took 600,000 voters off the rolls. We got to push our leaders to fucking act. If not, hell, these people, even the Republicans, even the fucking MAGA movement is out in the open with this shit. Trump is out in the open with this shit. He wants to take over. He said it himself, to be a dictator. Oh, only for the first day. He wants to get all his political enemies on trial. He said it himself. Project 2025 is talking about mobilizing the army taking apart media news that doesn't work with them. Suppressing human rights. And we, the public, by and large, are just sitting in the sidelines going, oh, it's not going to happen. You know, pre-World War II, Germany and Japan was pretty fucking liberal. I mean, Japan had more in line with the West, but inevitably, it's a belief that it's impossible that it made the military takeover possible. If we can't count on our politicians to stand up to this fascism, hell, don't you remember a time where it would have been considered insane to admit some racist crap publicly? That would have killed somebody's future political aspirations. It's not exactly doing that now. We hold the very life, the very future of this country in our own individual hands. We have to pay attention. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some leftist. I'm center left. I'm only as Republican. I'm only conservative as anyone with good mental health can be. I'm only as liberal as anyone with common sense should be. I don't want to see the liberal version of Donald Trump somewhere down the line getting the presidency. Please, if anyone is watching this video, fucking get out to vote. Get other people out to vote. Make videos of your own. Or else it's all gonna hit the fan. Till next time.